Got a couple of great guests in studio talking about the Asset Building Coalition of Mason County at abcmasoncounty.org. You can also find them on the Facebook. The 7th annual, that's awesome, Super Saturday Financial Information Fair is upcoming this weekend. Eric, Bert in studio. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
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 This has been a great event for our community over the last 6 years, and this upcoming weekend from 10 to 2 at the library is no different. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that we will be able to learn, what folks are going to be able to get from this free event. And Eric, let's start with you.
Sure. So Super Saturday is going to be all about kind of financial fitness. We're going to be helping with repairing credit. Anybody that needs help filing their taxes, for FAFSA, financial aid. If you need like home ownership opportunities, there are resources for that. There are resources for the community, the youth outreach community center, and just like a handful of little nonprofits and stuff coming to just kind of help the community.
Bert, do you find that over the years these have helped to ease the nerves of some folks as financial literacy, finances, all the money things can be very stressful for folks, especially if they find themselves struggling paycheck to paycheck or even further along than that? When you're there and a friendly face at the library, people over the years have really started to come out and get this information?
Yes, we do find that. And one of the things that people, again, are fearful about is getting their finances together.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a number of booths. We have, Bank On is going to be there, Habitat for Humanity, Asset Building Coalition, Sound Learning, Community Lifeline, Crossroads, Enterprise for Equity, and a few others that are pondering right now whether they're going to show up, but we'll have tables there. But people want information, and this is where they can get it.
Sometimes they're not sure how to ask the questions or who to go to, so it's all here in one location. Kind of helps them out. What would somebody need to bring with them to be able to access a lot of these services?
So one of the services that's being provided is like tax filing. You'd want to bring your Social Security cards for your tax return,
Mm-hmm.
photo ID, all your 2019 tax documents, your statements for all your sources of income for 2019, and if you can, a copy of last year's tax return.
Okay.
Those are going to be important.
10 to 2, it's at the library this Saturday, part of the Asset Building Coalition of Mason County. And again, it is good for folks of all ages. Families are encouraged to come. There's also youth information there, as you just mentioned. What are some of the things if somebody's kind of either an organization is on the verge of participating or a person is on the verge of coming on Saturday? What's kind of the elevator pitch on, hey, this is something important for you?
One of the things is we are looking at the potential of mentoring people. And when they have mentors, one-on-one or even in groups, we find that they really pick up and are able to get their house in order. We do a lot of confidential mentoring, and people like that because, again, their finances, they don't want it out in public.
Oh yeah.
And so therefore we really have a pledge to keep that on a confidential level.
This is so important because money is one of those strange things where, like, it affects all of us. Even people with a lot of money have their own stresses about money, and our relationship to money affects every aspect of our lives. I mean, it really does. And oftentimes it's like passed down, like how our parents, we heard them talking about money, in ways that they talked about it, and it affected us and our upbringing, and then we have an awkward relationship with it, and then we end up adults and we don't understand how half this stuff works. It can be pretty confusing.
Well, I find that they don't have enough knowledge coming out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And of course, one of the things we are pushing for is more classes and things like this to help people. You know, somebody says, well, they don't know how to balance a checkbook. Well, I hate to tell you, there aren't a lot of checkbooks out there anymore. But they have to know what's coming off their debit cards and things like that,
Yeah.
so they don't overexpense and so forth like this. One of the other things that we look at, and it's all part of our tax help, is last Friday was the governor had declared EITC, Earned Income Tax Credit Day, and so forth like this, and we distribute information on that along to the folks in the county and so forth.
Yeah, we were talking about that, how many folks who are eligible for that are not either familiar with the fact they may qualify for it, or they don't even do the taxes in the first place to understand whether or not they...
That is correct, even if they earn $1.
Tell me just a bit about the Asset Building Coalition in Mason County generally, how you guys work to help out folks outside of the Super Saturday, volunteers, what people do, other classes and things like that.
This is my first year of involvement with the Asset Building Coalition, so I'm still getting to know everybody a little bit, but it's kind of an amalgamation of nonprofits here in the county, and they're sponsoring events and fundraising and just mostly stuff like that. As far as my experience goes, at least, but there's plenty of other things I'm sure that they've got going on, and I'm excited to learn that myself.
One of the things is Bank on Mason, and Columbia, Peninsula, and Kitsap credit unions are involved with this one. Talk to me a little bit about what that is, Bert.
This is something that we've had for 6 years, and it is trying to get people in to have a bank. So many people don't want to have a bank, or they've never felt qualified or capable of having a bank account and so forth like that. And one of the things is we welcome people who might not have the best of credit, and we try and work with them on, whether it be getting started with a bank account, maybe some mini loans that can easily be paid off, so they can build up their credit and build up their credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And Bank On works on this. One of the things that our local ABC, we happen to be awarded a state award, if not a national award, for being one of the best in the Bank On arena in the country.
That's great.
This last year.
Wow.
And so Jen was awarded that, and
that's really cool. It is this Saturday, the 7th annual Super Saturday Financial Information Fair, 10 to 2 at the Shelton Timberland Regional Library. So Social Security cards, if you want assistance with tax preparation, photo ID, all of last year's tax documents, sources of income, and last year's tax returns will, of course, be helpful. And there's a lot of ways that you can get help. So, Erik, Bert, good to see you guys.
Oh, thanks so much for having us.
And talking with us a little bit more about this. And we'll continue to let people know about this before Saturday.
Sounds
thank
great.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.